I wanted to give you an update. I had previously applied for a disaster loan, a EID, which is also the grant, and I'd finally heard back from a woman at the SBA via email and voicemail. Her title seemed like it was loan specialist, I believe. She asked me for additional paperwork. I gave it to her, and I should have heard a response back from her and finalization, but I never did. And then I could never get back in touch with her. Well, I finally got in touch with her a couple days ago, and she was divulging to me on the phone that everything they were doing that week, they're not doing anymore. And she said in a really bad headspace when I talked to her. She sounded very hopeless. She was very apologetic. She basically told me that her system could only see applications that started with a 2. Well, that's my disaster loan I originally applied for on the 17th when we declared disaster here in Washington. And she said all the EIDL and grant applications, she said those start with a 3 and I can't see them in my system. So she gave me a different number to call, and she told me it was Rocket Mortgage, but the poor lady, she didn't even check it for herself. It's the SBA is the phone number she gave me. It's a different phone number than what her number is, even though she's with the SBA as well. But the number is 1-800-659-2955, and this is the SBA Assistant Disaster Center. And when you get to this phone number, the first portion of it is automated, and you will press 2. There'll be some more options. Then you'll press 3, then options, then 2, then options, then 4. Then you'll be put on hold. And if you want to skip a really long hold, because I was on hold for 26 minutes with 833 people ahead of me, call them at 8 a.m. Eastern is what he told me, and you won't have such a long hold time. But when I finally got on the phone with a human being and could ask them some questions, he told me that SBA was putting in a brand new process and that the system should hopefully be working by this next following week. And the system is they will do a credit check. So like a good sign. If you see a new inquiry on your credit, it should be a soft inquiry, is what he told me it was. That means they've pulled your credit and they're finishing some things up. Then after that, he said, you should get an email. And the email should be from sba.gov, and they're out of Texas, he said, is where it should come from. After you receive that email, in it is a link to a new portal where you create an account, you log in, and you should be able to see all your grant information, your loan amount, if you're approved, if you're denied. If you're denied, there will be a rapid reconsideration button to press, and he said that puts you in contact immediately with an underwriter who can reapply you without pulling your credit again. And I guess they are a little bit more lenient, can maybe explain some discrepancies on your credit or something. He also mentioned to make sure you don't have a freeze on your credit. Make sure none of your 3 credit bureaus, you have a freeze with them on it, otherwise you're going to have some problems with that. So he basically told me if I hadn't heard anything in a week to check back and call him. Again, I just want to recap. The phone number is 1-800-659-2955. If you have specific questions about your EIDL and this 10K grant money, call them, get whatever information you can get out of them, share it. Hopefully this new system they're trying to put in place will be more efficient and will actually help us small business owners get the financial funds that we need, hopefully before the end of this next month, really, because if they decide to throw more money to us in the next bill that they're trying to get approved, they're just going to drop the ball again because they're not going to know how to even get it to us. So they need to get a process in place first to make sure we can even access the $250 billion we were already given. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you have a good Easter. Stay safe, be well, keep practicing the social distancing, and hope to see you on the other side. Have a good night.